You guys already know who Ruslan is. I've done he was on.
I've been hearing Dr. Peterson. A lot of young men have been sharing with me, and I'm not sure how much you've heard of it or experienced it. They've been sharing that, that they feel as though the average woman has no desire for the average male, and that because of things like social media, online dating, things along those lines, as well as just some of the female empowerment, where a lot of women have this is what they say, an elevated sense of self, that now they feel like they're above a lot of these average males, which also contributes to a disparity between young adults being able to connect and form meaningful relationships.
This is the red pill manosphere narrative. Average women don't want average men. This is Kevin Samuels. Ma'am, what is your height? What is your size? You're average at best, right? And Hafiz is saying, hey, listen, this is the thing that's happening. Average women don't want average men. What is going on? And listen to Jordan Peterson's response.
Women are more picky in their mate choices than men, especially sexually. That's the case in every culture. And it's not surprising, because women have more at stake sexually than men do, per episode, because men don't get pregnant, obviously. And so that female pickiness is, that's the case. That's definitely true. Whether it's worse now or not, I doubt if it is.
All we've been hearing from is how it's so much worse. It's so much harder. 100 years ago, an average man can get an average woman. It's so much harder. And now, Jordan Peterson pushes back and says, I'm not sure if it is.
I doubt if it is. I would.
All right. That is peak disingenuousness from Ruslan right there. Okay. The reason for that is just 20 years ago, Ruslan, we didn't have the internet. Simple as that. That's number one. Number two is, because we didn't have the internet, we did not have access to the data sets that I've presented since I started this show about 2 hours ago, right? When we look at opportunism versus idealism, is it harder today? Yes, it is, because women know the data. Men know the data. We have that, and we have access to this now. It's really as simple as that. Now, you want to talk about, well, because what he's going to do is he's going to make a plea here for masculine responsibility, as you might guess. But I wanted to point this out, because right up to now, I have talked about nothing but the state of intersexual dynamics in the 21st century, sugaring, and various aspects, or various variations, let's just say, of that sugaring. Call it prostitution, call it sex work, call it opportunism, call it whatever. There is an exchange. There is a idea that transactions are going to take place. Now, when I've talked about Jordan in the past, and I've done a full video on Jordan Peterson when he was talking with Rob Henderson, I tried to make this as clear as I possibly could. And what I said was this, is that Jordan tends to focus only on one side of hypergamy. That is the beta buck side. So if men aren't building themselves up and creating these, high value lives for themselves, well, of course, women don't want to have anything to do with them, because that's all that they're all just losers. They're sitting at home, jerking one out, and, smoking a lot of weed and playing, Call of Duty, Warzone Pacific. It's really good. But that's the state of manhood, right? And it's easier to point at lazy guys than it is to take into account the entirety of the sexual market, the global sexual marketplace. Ruslan is out of touch. Hafiz, I got his name right, is out of touch. Jordan Peterson is out of touch. Hell, I am out of touch to a certain degree. We are all out of touch to some aspect that we're blind to right now. But I'm not here trying to blame guys for what it is that they're for being, playing Call of Duty and eating pizza and jerking off and doing just the minimum to survive. I analyze as I see what's going on. At least have a God's eye view of the entire thing. But instead, we're going to make up rationales like this.
Say to young men who are irritated at women is, if you're irritated at women, as a class of creature, there's something wrong with you, because
if you're irritated at women, there's something wrong with you. I didn't say it. Jordan Peterson said it. Go write him an angry message.
They're right. You're wrong. They're right to not pick you. If they're not picking you, it's because they're right.
Wow.
Now, that
Hafiz is like, wow. Jordan Peterson said women are right. I would have never thought. This exchange is incredible.
I know that's a terrible thing to say, and I know perfectly well. It wasn't like I was particularly successful with girls when I was young. You know, so I know what that rejection is like. I know what that fear is like. I don't know it as well as some men know it because I wasn't rejected outright. What you have to understand is that what do you expect from women? If you got pregnant because you had sex, you'd be pretty damn choosy too.
Fellas, listen up.
So, you know, clue in a bit. And then, well, don't they find you attractive? Well, maybe you're not. Like, have you paid attention to how you dress? Do you have a plan? Are you as educated as you could be?
Yeah, like that. There you go. That's the level of discourse. You can go. That's about a 9-minute video. I don't want to play the whole thing because I need to get on to Louder with Crowder here in just a second. But it's a 9-minute video, basically clips from Jordan Peterson on the roommates. And let's also point out here that Hafiz is still a virgin at 33. I think that's how old he is right now. So blind leading the blind, but it's easy to go, you know, it's easy to like run them up the flagpole. It's easy to call names. Okay. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not trying to do that. Let's analyze this for a minute. Why is that so important to defend Milady's honor? Especially after the last 2 hours where I'm showing you that it's about opportunism. As a matter of fact, our good friend Jordan Peterson has just admitted to that. Just like the rest of these guys will admit to that. Oh, the men aren't living up. Yeah. To what? To women's standards. Okay. Well, why don't I, first of all, why don't I get standards? And then second of all, it's like, well, those standards are being weaponized against guys right now. Oh, I don't want to get with any guy who's not, you know, I'll get with a guy who is a high value guy and I don't have to have sex with him. And all I have to do is listen to his bullshit. All I have to do is do a good performance. So is it because women have changed? No, women have not changed. It's just the conditions and the contextuality of it. The ability to market it, to commercialize it. We've commodified femininity. We've commodified men still very much appreciate that. They love to be touched. They love to be appreciated. They love to be hugged. They love to be able to sort of confide in a woman, to have a best friend, to have a waifu, whatever you want to call it, to have their sex doll. And I don't know, whatever. They still want that connection. And women go, great, give me some money. You want me to be your therapist? Give me some money. You want me to do housework? Give me some money. You want me to do laundry? Give me some money. That's why we're gonna commercialize and commodify housework. Okay, Pretty Woman, right? Just all you got to do is be Richard Gere, whatever his character's name was. I don't remember. You just have to be that guy, right? Oh, Jordan Peterson said it. Oh! Who cares? Why? That's the authority. Hafiz is your authority. Ruslan is your authority. What is the rest of these guys? Matt Walsh is your authority. Jocko Willenick, who I very much like. Is that your authority? Maybe it is. I don't know. Same thing. It's this old order thinking, and we just keep going back to it over and over and over again without looking at the entire equation. And you can laugh it up and yuck it up all you want to, but it's still going. The problem is still going to be there when you wake up tomorrow, staring you right in the face. I was just showing you the stats here just a little while ago. I'll dig into them later when we get to about November 17th for International Men's Day. But the stats don't lie. Men are not going to college. Men are not doing the same things to the same level. Is it because they're lazy fucks? No, it's not. It's because we have changed the nature of the game, and men are not adapting, and women have adapted so much so effectively that we can commercialize and commodify intimate relations. That's what's changed, Ruslan. That's what's changed, Dr. Jordan Peterson. That's why. Oh, well, they're right to be they dissatisfied with men today because men aren't living up to the standards that they should. Yeah, they are. But what on earth could have changed that made them that way in the last 21? By my watch, in the last 21 years, what could have changed? What? Right? We don't want to look at that because it's easier to fall back on old order 20th century expectations and ideals. We are no longer there. Time to move on. That's why.